With the start of spring comes the spring equinox. And with the spring equinox is the one day of the year. Well, actually, there's 2 days of the year, also in autumn as well, the autumnal equinox. But with the spring equinox, the darkness equals the daylight. So that signals a period where we have an equal amount of darkness and an equal amount of daylight. And then from then on, from the start of spring through the beginning of summer, the daylight increases gradually up until up until the start of summer, right? Up until the summer solstice. And so that is a key signal for my brain and for my body. Increasing daylight indicates to my brain an increase in free energy, an increase in the amount of time I have through the day to promote activities. So again, this is the time of the year that is the true start of the year, that you'll see all of nature recognize, except us humans who believe that January 1st in the middle of winter is really when we should start pushing these New Year's resolutions and things like that. No, it is this time of year, and it has to do with the light. So we're getting this increase in the amount of light, an increase in the warmth as well. And this motivates us to get out, to do, to be a part of our environment more and more. And so with this time of year, this is a perfect time of year for all of us to do something called a circadian rhythm reset, which basically means in the winter months, I don't know about you, but for me in the winter months, it's more challenging to live a circadian friendly lifestyle. Why would that be? Well, in the middle of Michigan, in the middle of winter, the sun will go down at 5 o'clock, and it won't come up then until after 8 o'clock in the morning. And so that's a huge window of darkness. And that's actually a good thing, right? Because in the middle of winter, we really are meant to be in this state of deep restorative sleep and rest and more introspection. It's beautiful in and of itself. But living a modern life, it can be more challenging. One of my examples is that I started coaching my daughter's basketball team this past winter, and practices were in the evening. And so while I tried to take some steps to mitigate the effect of the fluorescent light at 7:30 at night, it was just a different thing than my body was used to. And at 7:30 at night in the middle of winter, my body says, wait a second, no, rest. You're about to go, your body wants to go to sleep soon. And instead we were up and we were practicing basketball. And so that's the balance of modern living. Basketball that brings my daughter and all of her teammates so much joy and so many lessons that go beyond what we're talking about in this circadian and quantum health sphere. But again, it's a challenge to maintain a healthy circadian rhythm in the winter when we are exposed to things that require us to maybe step into artificial light after sunset. Or again, we wake up and maybe we're starting our day artificially early because we have to get to the office before the sunrise. And so what I love about the spring equinox is that we get this beautiful time where we have this balanced amount of dark and this balanced amount of natural of lightness. So the darkness and the daylight are in balance with each other. And so this is a time where it's a great idea to re-engage with all of our circadian health practices. It is a lot more reasonable at this exact time of year to be very diligent for a course of a couple of weeks at seeing the sunrise on a daily basis, at getting other light signals into my eyes throughout the day, at making sure I'm very aware of what's going on with artificial light in my environment, and allowing my body to still sense the key signals of darkness during the correct times of the early morning and into the evening. But it's just more feasible typically during this time of year when the sun is going to set a little bit later, or the sun is going to rise a little bit earlier. It typically makes for an easier time to really focus on this signaling. And remember, my circadian rhythm is a timekeeper in my brain. I sense certain wavelengths of light into my eyes, and those wavelengths of light tell my brain what time of day it is. And my brain really wants to know accurately the time of day because it's going to organize thousands of pathways when it comes to optimizing my health. And when I'm getting the key light signaling regularly on a consistent basis, my brain goes, oh, here we go, it's the morning, Carrie needs X, Y, and Z. Oh, now it's the late morning and we got to work on this. And now it's the middle of the afternoon and let's focus on these other strategies. And oh, look, the day is ending. Let's make sure we optimize these pathways instead. Oh, now it's darkness. Let's focus on this. And when my body and my brain and my eyes get very consistent signaling like this, they can build and restore this beautiful rhythm that my body relies on for signaling and for health. And so this is a great time of year for those of us who may have gotten a little distracted or, like I said, modern living may have thrown us off course a little bit in the winter with our circadian health. Now is the time to reinforce it and the beautiful rhythm that it has in our lives and how much it helps to dictate all aspects of our health and healing. And so this is a great time of year to learn how to engage with that light, understand why it's important, and then other things related to spring and this increasing amount of light. Like, for example, how can we start to utilize this beautiful healing light and its increasing intensity in a way that's actually allows my body to get free energy and to heal and to thrive, as opposed to burn, right? And just feel like the sunlight is something that I should fear instead of using it as a healing and supportive therapeutic strategy, which it absolutely is. So whether you've never done anything to support your circadian rhythm at all, or you've dabbled in it, or maybe you got off track a little bit in the winter, now is the time to engage in a key chunk of time to reestablish some key circadian practices so that your brain and all of the cells in your body know exactly what time of day it is, which means it can optimize all of its pathways when it has that accurate information. So spring is a beautiful time to focus on resetting your circadian rhythm.